The car rattled over gravel as Ethan, Maya, and Derek made their way up the winding forest road. Towering pines rose on either side, casting long shadows across the damp ground. The sun dipped lower, bleeding orange light into the woods as the group approached a weather-worn cabin nestled in Blackpine Ridge, untouched for decades. Ethan parked and stepped out. "It's smaller than I expected," he muttered, stretching. Derek chuckled. "That's what happens when you inherit something your crazy uncle bought in the 60s. Maya looked uneasy. "Why was it abandoned?" Derek hesitated. "He said it was watched. That's all he ever said. He locked the doors one night and never came back." Inside, the cabin was coated in dust. The windows were smeared, the fireplace half charred. But strangest of all was a portrait hanging over the mantel. A faded painting of a faceless man in a dark suit. "No features?" Maya whispered. "Why hang a portrait like that?" Derek examined it closely. "It's old. Maybe the paint just faded." As night fell, the cabin groaned with cold wind and something scratched faintly against the back wall, too rhythmic for a tree branch. Later, as they sat near the fire, the power flickered, then went out. For a brief second, someone stood outside the window, tall, pale, and featureless. But when Ethan whipped around, there was no one there, just silence, and the sound of something breathing from inside the walls. The fire sputtered low, crackling like it was resisting the cold crawling through the cabin walls. Maya stared out the window, arms folded. "There's something off about this place." Ethan checked his phone. "No signal, no Wi-Fi. It's like we're completely cut off." "Exactly," Maya replied. "Like it wants us here, trapped." Suddenly, Derek spoke from the hallway. "Did one of you go into the cellar?" Both Ethan and Maya looked up. "What cellar?" Ethan asked. Derek pointed to a narrow trapdoor half hidden under an old rug. "This wasn't here earlier." He pulled the handle. A cold draft blew up from the blackness below. Ethan shined his flashlight down. Dust spiraled in the air. Stone stairs disappeared into darkness. Reluctantly, the three of them descended. The stairs were damp. The air had a metallic bite. At the bottom, they found a bare room of stone with a small wooden chair in the center, and scratch marks all around it. Deep, desperate. On the wall, smeared in something dark and dry, were the words, "It takes the face first." Maya whispered, "What does that mean?" Just then, Ethan's flashlight flickered and died. In the pitch black, they heard a sharp, fleshy snap, like skin stretching. Then Derek let out a choked scream. They fumbled to relight the flashlight. When they did, Derek stood frozen, mouth open, shaking. Ethan turned to Amma.
Derek tried to escape. He kicked through one of the mirror-covered windows, only to fall through into the same room. But now, there was a fourth person standing by the fireplace. Ethan. Or something like him. No one spoke. No one moved. Until Derek's own voice echoed back. "You stayed too long. You forgot the exit. You forgot yourself." One by one, the mirror-shrouded windows shattered inward, and the room filled with smoke and shifting silhouettes. Dozens of faceless versions of Ethan, Maya, and Derek. The entity was not just one being. It was every version of them it had taken before. Each time someone had entered the cabin, it had copied them, one memory at a time. And now, it wanted to replace them again. Derek fell to his knees as his face began peeling away, not blood, but light, sucked out like breath on glass. In his last moment of clarity, he whispered, "This place isn't haunted. It's hungry." And then, silence. The cabin sat still once more. The fire flickered. The portrait above the mantel changed. Now it showed three people, all of them faceless.